Hi, everyone. I'm Dyllan McGee, founder and executive producer of Makers, and we're going live with Nadya Okamoto today. I'm so excited. We're going right here. Nadya. Waiting. All right. While we're waiting, everyone, I want to know.
Ah!
Hi, Nadya.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited that you're here. Look at you.
Oh, I'm so excited to be
You're
here.
good. Everyone. So Makers. Welcome to Makers at Home, here with our one and only favorite period activist, Nadya Okamoto. And tell us, we're so excited you're here. We want to hear all about you. So tell us where you're from, because we're always fascinated to know where people are coming in from. Elizabeth is already saying, Nadya, that she's so excited to see you.
I miss you guys. Oh my gosh, this is so
Wait,
exciting.
first of all, you're in Portland, right?
Yes, I'm social distancing here in Portland, Oregon, and it's been rainy nonstop, but it's like beautiful sunny day today. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it amazing what that does?
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of just been living in sweats, so it's a good surprise. Exactly.
I mean, you have no idea. I think I was made for quarantine. Wearing sweatpants for 6 weeks straight does me right. I don't know. You?
I feel that people have been asking me like how I'm doing in quarantine, and I'm like, I mean, it's an awful situation, right? Like, it's a pandemic, people are dying, but like,
Oh my God, upstate New York?
in terms, yes, but in terms of my personality, I think I'm a lot more introverted than people think I am. So this is just like, I get time to work, and I'm like, I really do feel made for quarantine, and I don't shower very much. It's really good.
I mean, yeah. Heaven, right?
Exactly.
Okay, people are here from North Sweden. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Nadya, you bring in the best from globally. We love that.
Yes, we have. There's a great following of Period in Sweden. It's been really cool.
Oh, really? Oh, I love that. What are your other big countries?
Let's see. I mean, Canada, we have a big presence there. There's an incredible chapter in Monterey, Mexico that's been doing really well.
Oh, UK is here.
Yeah, UK. There's been a lot of incredible activism there. But we have chapters in about 40 countries right now, which is really exciting, registered. And so I'm not even sure. I couldn't name the countries.
That's right. So wait, before we even get to like Period and all the work, and today is Giving Tuesday, and we want to talk about that, but I need a little more like Nadya. I mean, let's talk like TikTok, right? I did it. I finally did it. You've been doing it, right?
Okay, so me doing TikTok is not like doing TikTok. Like, I've been doing it sort of between calls and, as the thing that I know that Gen Z is doing. And I mean, I'm a dancer by trade, and so it's been really fun to do. I'm not doing it like seriously though, so it's been funny.
I mean, isn't your generation, like, I can't decide, do you feel like all of your peers are doing TikTok? Like, what am I missing?
I mean, to be honest, I actually think so. I'm on the older side of Gen Z. I'm born in 1998, and TikTok is like, or Gen Z is like 1995 and up. But I would actually say TikTok's used a lot younger, right? If you see people using, it's like age 10 to 18, right? The biggest TikTok stars are like 16. So me being a 22-year-old is like, I'm actually much older in terms of TikTok engagement. And so yeah, it's been really, really, it's been kind of like a fun thing I've been doing, because what else do we have to do?
So fun to watch you, Nadya. You've got moves. My son Max, who I just saw is watching this, is like, Mom, you are not allowed. But anyway, and as I saw that, it's amazing, the country. So how are you feeling? Are you starting to hear in Portland about re-entry?
I mean, Portland is like, Oregon is kind of like the best place to be in terms of like, we were over the hump really quickly, and it's pretty safe. I'm quarantined between my gay dad's house, my dad's, and my mom's place, and so that's been fun. And I've just been working nonstop, because at Period, this actually became a really busy time for us, because we made the commitment to sending Period products for free to any service provider that requests them. And usually we can't do that. Usually we, try to raise money for shipping, and we have partners like try to chip in for shipping. And I think given COVID and everything that's happening and like needs being higher, we just decided we're going to send period products for free, like at no cost, anyone who requests them. So we have like 2 million period products that we sourced just for COVID response. Yeah, and our warehouse is filling up and pallets are coming in and out.
But and all your workers are keeping socially distanced?
Yeah, so the whole warehouse's operation is run by our operations manager, who's this woman named Kate, and her like teenage son Will, who like never has really like interacted with period products this much. He's like a cisgender non-menstruating guy, and he and his mom are like running all the shipment and operations. We brought him on as an intern, so they have to social distance with each other anyways, and so we've been able to kind of keep safe that way.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that is, I mean, it's so hopeful to know that, you know, in a pandemic, your work still continues. And I still want to get to that. But I want, first of all, don't forget, everybody, we want to hear your questions. So we've got Nadya here. So ask her anything. You can ask her from TikTok to
oh, goodness.
period movements.
Exactly.
Exercise. I mean, you're a runner, right? Have you been?
So I was never really a runner before, but I tried the Adidas Runtastic app, and then so I've been running like kind of every other day and doing some of their plans. But I've gotten really into running while listening to audiobooks. And so I like listen to Shoe Dog, and you know,
Shoe Dog. Okay.
It's the book by the founder of Nike. And then I've been listening
Aren't
to
you sponsored
Becoming.
by Adidas?
Yes. But I read the book, the Nike book, you know, and I used the Adidas Run app, you know. And then I've been listening to Becoming by Michelle Obama. So it's been really, really great. Yeah.
Oh, that is the best one either.
Yeah.
Tell us give Nadya some suggestions, audience, on things that she should be listening to while she's running.
Yes.
And are you, so what year at Harvard are you?
I'm finishing up my junior year at Harvard right now.
So did you have to pack up? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy because, I mean, I've been on speaking tour like the last 2-3 years. And so I mean, this semester, I think I was only on campus like 6 to 7 nights the whole semester. And I was never really there. And then suddenly I get this email that says you have to move out in the next 5 days, right? Oh my God. So I actually canceled a speaking gig and then had to do an emergency fly back to Harvard. I was there for 12 hours to just pack up, right? So packed up, got going, moved back, and then I went like on kind of to meet this guy that I just started seeing, and we weren't gonna like go home. We were just gonna meet up to like say hi, and then it turned out like his flights were canceled, my flights were canceled, so he moved in with me and my family.
Whoa! What?
I know.
In the time of COVID.
I know, it was kind of like nice to meet you, welcome to the family. Like we literally like just started dating like a few months ago, and he lives in like another country. He lives in Mexico City. And he's never met my family before, and I texted him the night before saying, hey, so like, by the way, I'm seeing this guy and I'm wondering if he can move in with us indefinitely. So they thankfully like him and it's going well, and he's been like running workout classes for me and my sisters.
Wait, so he's an athlete? Everyone wants to know. All the comments are like,
do you want to meet him?
Surviving.
Do you want to meet him?
Yes.
Come here.
Not only do we want
He's doing work.
we want to ask him how it's going.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. Come here. This is Henry.
Hey, what's up?
Henry, oh my God. So no pressure or anything. A quarantine happens. You kind of come on in and meet the family. How's it going?
I'm well. How are you?
No, how's it going?
Like, they're wondering how's it going moving in.
Oh, it's I mean, it's COVID. Everything is weird, so this is normal.
It feels normal.
Yeah.
Are you getting along with her parents and both?
Yeah, we're best friends. Yeah, of course.
I know, and I have my 3. It's not just one parent. It's like my single mom, my 2 sisters who are the biggest tests, and then my 2 gay dads.
Oh my God. And you're just bopping around, and Henry, it's working out?
It's working out.
Are you are you cooking and doing all the... Are you
I've been put to work, yes.
Yeah, my family figured out, because none of us are good at like handyman stuff, so they've been kind of sending him around to like Home Depot and fixing up the house, honestly.
I mean, what's it like being married? I mean, married. Sorry, I didn't mean that. What's it like dating like the period warrior? Do you feel like you know more about like menstruation than you ever have before?
It's very bloody. Yeah. No, it's I think it's great. I've learned so much, and there's just a perspective on it that I never knew existed that, you know, shines bright every day, and I admire everything she does, and I think it's just so cool to be a part of it and to witness
so
it.
Cool. It is.
This is Dyllan and everyone testing you.
Oh my God, Henry, so far so good. Okay. Like, so I want to know, like, what has been is she working all the time? Do you get quality time? Or I know how hard Nadya works. You get the fear?
No, the only time she's not working is when she's falling asleep on her keyboard like this with some drool, you know? But no, we've been very good. We go for runs. We do little workout classes.
Yeah, we're on our roof right now, and Henry's been leading us in workout classes and got my sisters into boxing. So
yeah, what kind of workout classes? Like
boxing. Henry's been leading us in boxing classes.
Okay.
Yeah, we ordered all of these like boxing things, you know, with the stereotypical.
All right, let me see. I want to see you two boxing. Yes.
But it's been good. We've been getting all of our frustration out. But it's definitely, I think Henry and I met just a few months ago, and so this was really like a quarantine. Like,
oh my God, are you gonna write like a quarantine love story?
Should we?
I think so.
Perhaps.
So, what's been the most sort of what's been the biggest moment of the quarantine in terms of the period movement that you've seen, Henry? Like that during quarantine?
Well, they're the only ones that were able to do something, I think, in the lockdown, right? Because they've been raising money, they've gone digital, and when I was seeing everything just shut down and shut off, they actually ramped up. So I thought that was amazing, and it happened so quickly.
Have any laws been passed during this time?
Yeah, I mean, the CARES Act, which was the economic relief bill, that's the first ever federal legislation to include period products. So,
oh wait, hello from England, you two. Look at this. Everyone's loving the love story. I know we're supposed to talk about periods, Nadya, but forget it. This is like
I know,
love
they're
and
all so
quarantine. This is what people needed. Boxing and love. I don't mean to cut you off, but I really do. Can you just give me a little bit of the boxing?
We can't.
What? Come on, Henry.
It's a whole setup.
It's a whole setup. We have
so
the
you don't understand.
gloves.
We have to move chairs.
Yeah.
All right.
This is not a gym-friendly environment.
Audience, don't you want to see some boxing?
Henry will have to start.
Yes. See? Acta
can-
Davis wants to see
No,
it.
we'll do a boxing little showcase.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I completely, you know, converted Henry over to be a maker's man. So
Are you a maker's man?
he
Have
will
you
be.
seen her maker's video?
I don't think so.
So,
Oh, that's your next level of like. Are you gonna last, Henry? You gotta watch the
You
maker's
gotta
video.
watch the video.
Okay.
all right.
I feel
Okay.
like your mother here. I'm like adding you to the family.
You're a maker's mom.
I'm the maker's mom.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk periods.
Okay, go. Bye.
Go.
Bye. It's nice to
Bye.
meet you.
I got a kiss. All right, he's up. Okay, so what isn't like where are we on explain like the period tax and where we are on that?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy because when I started all this activism in 2014, we were at 40 states, and now we're at 30 states, which is really exciting. And so it's been kind of crazy, but if you actually go to freetheperiod.com, we just launched a whole new campaign around it. But with those 30 states, we're upping all of our advocacy. So we've been running this policy advocacy bootcamp started in quarantine. So it's a 7-week training where we had 170 period warriors from around the world join, and each of them has a policy goal that they're fighting.
Wait,
and so
this is what people are doing because they have this free time. So you're
Yes.
capturing. Oh my God, that's
Yeah, so it's a weekly training, and every single week has like a whole set of like guidelines and to-do lists. And so we launched all the petitions 2 days ago, and it's been really incredible. I mean, that the response of it, and you know, teams that are taking down the tampon tax in like Idaho and Michigan and Florida. So it's been incredible to watch there. And we have some teams that are working on like district and state level policy around, you know, access to period products in schools, and one person who is really fighting for, you know, more comprehensive menstrual menstrual health education. So in terms of policy, I mean, it's been incredible because now the CARES Act has allowed us to be able to cite, when we talk to legislators, federal legislation that sets the precedent of period products being accessible, right? And so I think when we think about, when we have these conversations before, like people would always push back on us saying it's not a precedent that these period products should be accessible. And now we can say, oh no, they are, because the CARES Act, a Republican bill, says that these period products are medical necessities and have to be, reimbursed under HSA and FSAs, health savings accounts.
Sorry, someone wants to know if they can still join the team.
Yes, I mean, so we have our policy advocacy bootcamp, and if you go to freetheperiod.com, or if you want to get more involved, just email policy@period.org. And we're actually, what we decided is in quarantine, we're going to run this bootcamp a few times. So we're going to run a 7-week session and then another 7-week session, so we can kind of keep up all of that momentum.
And so you go to period, it's freetheperiod.org?
freetheperiod.com, yeah, and it'll redirect you to a site on Period, and freetheperiod.com, it has like all the legislation we're really focused on right now. But it's been really incredible because I think, when quarantine hit, we were all nervous, like, oh my gosh, everyone has to go home. Like, so much of our work is rallying and demonstrating and like protesting on the ground and storming state houses and meeting with legislators, and we can't do any of that now. So we were like, we moved all of our advocacy to digital. So now we have, 170 people in our policy advocacy bootcamp. We've raised a little over $15,000 and collected 2 million period products, and we're sending hundreds of thousands of period products out a week. So it's been really incredible.
That's so amazing, Nadya. Look at all those
Yay!
you're getting. That's so great. So it sounds like that's one way we can help, right? We can all volunteer, and I guess it doesn't matter, any person can jump on board. So I mean, all of these, when I think, Nadya, about all of these students who are looking ahead at the summer with all summer plans are changing. I mean, this is an actual thing that you can do and engage.
Right? No,
Right?
absolutely. My sort of philosophy is, how do we lower the barrier for entry for anyone who wants to get involved, right? So when someone asks, how do we get involved? We're like, okay, as a nonprofit, please donate, right? Text period to 44321 and like,
wait,
donate.
say that slower. Text
So
what?
you text period to 44321.
Okay.
And that's our Give Lively page, and that's where we're raising money, and all that money right now is going directly to covering shipping for period products. So we have period products, and we're spending like upwards of $30,000 just trying to ship period products out. So any way people can help is like donate, and that whole fundraising page is set up so you can start your own fundraising pages beneath it as well.
Are people, Nadya, rallying for you? Are you getting pledges?
Yeah, I mean, we raised about 15,000 from like 300 donors. And I mean, that's a lot more than I think we could have hoped for in quarantine, when people are like really saving their dollars. But I think what blows me away the most are like the young people who are giving like $3, $5, because I think that's really the power of this movement, is like, we're very grassroots heavy. And if we can show that, no matter how much you can give, whether that be time or money, it makes a difference, right? Like literally for every $2 donated, we think we can get product to like 3 homeless women. Right? So it's kind of thinking about every amount matters, and same thing with time, right? If you can give a little bit of time, sign a petition, right? freetheperiod.com. If you want to fully organize, like we have some of our team is working like 20 to 40 hours a week simply like organizing, right? And we have I've been blown away by this girl, Emma, who's leading our Idaho tampon tax, who in one day got like 250 signatures by texting everyone, right? So I think that people are stuck at home, right? And I think, is there a way that you can, like, they can't make the same excuses they did before, running to meetings, or they're at home. And so we've been really moving all of our advocacy to be digital.
Do you know, Nadya, I was thinking about you. I don't know if you've been watching on Hulu, and it's an FX Mrs. America about Phyllis Schlafly and Gloria Steinem and the ERA.
I need to watch it.
State by state, you have to watch it, because this is happening in the 70s, and I feel like you are today's version of it. I mean, it's fascinating, this goal of having these states and the ticking clock. So what states, because as we saw at the beginning, we've got a lot of states here. What are the states that you're really targeting right now?
I mean, you can go to freetheperiod.com. Like, we have them all listed there. But I think the teams that we've been really seeing and wanting to push forward are like Michigan and Idaho and North Carolina, like where we have really strong teams, Missouri. But I mean, 30 states still have the tampon tax, right? And what we always say is, even if you're not in a state that doesn't have the tampon, even if you're in a state that doesn't have the tampon tax, like, sign the petition, share it with people, because I think petitions are a really incredible way, not only just to like pass legislation, but to show that people care that there shouldn't be a tampon tax, right? And I think that, especially since we're in 2020 presidential election year, like, I don't think Joe Biden has ever publicly said the word menstruation. So, like, is there a world in which we get him to say tampon tax on stage,
what a
right?
great
But like,
goal.
I know, but and I think that there's a world in which, like, we try to get people to talk about periods at a national level, and the exciting thing is they have, like, the CARES Act, again, Republican bill, like, talked about period products, and that's huge. Like, even though it's on, like, in deep into the policy, like, we comb through the policy, but like the fact that that's in there is a huge win for the
But
whole
I
movement.
sort of love the idea of, like, let's all rally and get Biden to say the word period.
Yeah.
I mean, how amazing. Nadia, if anyone can do it, it's you.
I know, we should start a whole at Biden. Have you thought about
Biden, like,
menstruation?
let's start tweeting at him. Like, let's just
Yeah.
say it. Oh,
I know.
God. You should do an Instagram live with Biden and get him to say it. Say it 3 times.
You know what? I think the place that should happen is on the Maker's Instagram. So maybe we'll
Okay,
figure it out with Elizabeth.
Okay, you'll host the Maker's Instagram, and we're gonna
With
get
Joe Biden.
Done. We're gonna make this happen.
Exactly.
Joe Biden loves Elizabeth Bonell. Okay, so what have been, this is something we do with everybody, dying to know the 3 items that have been getting you through quarantine.
So I brought something. So this is
good. We love props.
This is my beloved water bottle. It's our State of the Period, like, Stand Up for Periods water bottle, and it's our hydro flask. And for something that's been hard for me is, like, maintaining my skin. And, like, because as you know, like, this has actually been, like, a crazy work time of that and finals and, you know, just kind of working on new things. I'm working on starting a new company, which has been really kind of under wraps and crazy.
Another one?
Yeah, but and it's been kind of crazy, but I think that you know, for me, I have to remind myself to, like, drink water and stay hydrated and not just drink coffee. And so for me, my water bottle has been, like, by my side everywhere. I would also say, and this is so annoying, and I have them too, but my AirPods is that I have a little bit of a tendency to, like, yell over my headphones when I talk, and then I lose my voice by the end of the day, because I usually have, like, 20 phone calls at least a day. And so I'll have all my phone calls, and then by the end, like, lose my voice, and my whole family has, like, I've been yelling throughout the whole house because I have noise canceling headphones. And so I, like, scream into them so I can hear myself. And so I've been using my AirPods a lot more. And so that's been saving my voice. And then my third thing would just be, like, yeah, I think boxing has been really, really, really helpful. Just because, I mean, being at home with, like, mom's cooking and staying fit and trying to exercise, because I think what kept me motivated and so, like, being able to stay healthy outside of quarantine was, like, workout classes, and now we can't do that, right? Yeah. So for me, I think new workout routines has been really, really important to, like, maintain self-care and all of that. Yeah.
Well, I thought Henry was going to be one of your props.
I would say Henry, but I don't really want to call him a prop. No, but I mean,
don't tell him I said that.
I know, but it's been good to stay with him and like, get to know each other. I mean, we met in like, kind of ends of last year, and he lives in Mexico City. He just moved there from New York, and he's working in, like, sustainable infrastructure around, so, like, financing solar panels. And so we have, like, very different lines of work. Like, we met super randomly in LA, but before this we had only hung out, like, 8 times, like, for quick weekend trips where he would come up to visit me in New York from Mexico. And so even in the last 2 months, like, we've tripled the amount of time we've ever spent together. So it's definitely been, like, when we first moved in, we were all like, oh, we're gonna see how this goes, like, this is gonna be make or break. So it's been good. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm happy. It's so uplifting to see love in the time of COVID. So I'm happy, but I'm even more happy that you've kept your movement going. And so today is Giving Tuesday, Makers family. So remember, what are our to-dos? We can text 44321, period.
Yes. Text period to 44321. Yes.
Okay. And then we're going to go to freetheperiod.com, and we're going to either volunteer, we're going to donate, or we're going to do whatever you tell us to do in our state that matters, right?
Amazing. Perfect.
Any final words of wisdom for us, Nadia?
I would just say to, like, keep your spirits high. I think something that I really noticed, like, even with myself, is, like, especially for students, when you're back at home, it's, like, easy to realize, like, oh, I'm back where I grew up in high school, where, like, depression was hard and there's all these family things. And I think for me, it's been really important to, like, get out of like my family space and kind of have alone time and kind of recenter myself. And so I think my advice would be like, find some time for yourself if you're not cooped up already, and kind of keep your spirits high.
All right, Nadya, sending you a big hug and a kiss and you're amazing. And wait, one last, how do you motivate yourself? What are some tips? I can't help but go to that.
No. Let's see. I would say I motivate myself by just realizing like the responsibility I have to not stop. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to recognize that like we have 800 registered chapters, and like there are people who, you know, are ready to mobilize. And so I think whether that's like your family or the people who, you know, you want to help mobilize, or the causes you want to mobilize for, I mean, I'm not saying like productivity is what you need to prioritize right now in quarantine, but I'm saying like this is a perfect time where like you're not experiencing FOMO because no one is partying, and like we need to go out there and we have time to mobilize. And like I've been resisting binging TV and instead just spending time on my computer trying to catch up on writing. And like I think I stay motivated by recognizing like this, when are we ever going to get, like, this is an awful pandemic time, but like, when are we ever going to get another time where like all we are allowed to do is sit home and focus, right? And so I think that like take that as an incredible opportunity, even that's like if that's like thinking what you want to do next. But I think I stay motivated by just like kind of feeling the responsibility I have as like a young woman of color who's passionate about gender equality, like keep organizing, because I recognize that if I stop, like who are all the other little sisters out there who look up to me that like will also stop. And the last thing I want is that to happen, right? So I think kind of feeling that responsibility and excitement around it.
Well, just know, Nadya, whenever I feel like I'm losing my mojo, I like channel you, and you give me an extra lift. So,
oh, Dyllan,
thank you for being with us. We just love you so much, and we're here to help you in any way. And so remember, everybody, Giving Tuesday, watch Nadya's Maker's Piece, and thank you all for joining us.
Thank you
Bye,
so much,
Nadya.
Dyllan. Love you so much.
Love you.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye.